You are go.
Cool. Hi guys, back again with Glenn. Today we're gonna, hi. Today we're going to show you some Geo Cosmology and how that works in Tasmania. So we'll get on with it.
Cool.
So, geocosmology is the ability to perceive the divine in nature. That is to say, to see and understand the spiritual design, the wisdom and its archetypal laws, forms or patterns that underlie the energetic and outer forms of nature, particularly the landscapes, such patterns which are usually geometric or mathematical, including the zodiac or chakra wheel of life or the chakra system and the tree of life. They originate in the cosmic mind but interpenetrate and organize matter, existing at an etheric interface of mind with matter. Landscape zodiacs are the result of such a marriage of heaven and earth. This is an ancient science utilized from prehistoric times, but particularly used by the Celts and ancient Egyptians in ways that we can still see today. Both John Dee and Francis Bacon were knowledgeable in this science, which includes local landscape zodiacs, national landscapes, and even the whole world.
Wow.
So there you go. It has. Right. It's a lot to take in.
Is that because we keep coming up with as so below as above?
Yes.
Yep. And that just goes on and on with 400 different interpretations, and people just go on and on about it. But it's always essentially most of the time this as above, so below as above. Yep. It's going to relate to astrotheology and the specific thing, which is geocosmology.
Yes. So we'll show you some examples. This is not all of them, guys. I have found some more, but I haven't put them in order. But just to show you, Lake Jupiter, well, Jupiter's a planet, and Ganymede and Callisto, well, that's their moons. Then we have Lake Saturn, again, a planet. Dione and Mimas is Saturn's moons, but it's ruled, or Mount Capricorn, or Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So there's your zodiac in it as well. Okay, so we won't go into every single one of them, but just to show you, there they are. Well, there's two of them. Not all of them, because obviously there's a lot of places in Tasmania. But we'll show you how this actually is a part of the mythology as well. So you have the whale, which is a star sign, the Setias.
Yeah.
And there it is on the ground in Tasmania, and that's what it is in the sky.
Yeah.
Now, the mythology bit, Setias was a sea monster in Greek mythology. Both Perseus and Hercules needed to slay it. Setias is in the region of the sky that contains other water-related constellations. So they've grouped them all together. So you've got your, water, your fire, all them signs.
Yeah.
So, what we've done here is we've got Andromeda, because the myth of Setias is that he was going to eat her. She was chained up, used as a sacrifice to the gods.
Yep.
And then along came Perseus and saved her. But I think they were using this as story form to tell the star system.
All right.
So We got here Andromeda to Setias, and then I measured the distance, so you can see how it turns into mathematical equations, and then we can go on with all sorts of things from there.
So the distance between those two locations is compared to what on the celestial? Does that compare to the celestial sphere?
I haven't actually looked into that yet. I mean, you can keep going and delving in.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
It just goes on and on. No, so I haven't really looked into that yet, but we could do that later, perhaps, to see if they're like actually the same.
Yeah.
Well, in a condensed format.
Yeah.
So that's I just done a short, sweet one for you guys. And here's again, as above, so below. We have the Cygnus constellation, which is a northern constellation, and it's an air sign.
Yeah.
And below we have Lake Cygnus in Tasmania, which is southern and a water.
Okay, so Cygnus is a sign that a lot of megalithic researchers go on as being one of the principal things. I think they reference it on Göbekli Tepe. I think they just go on about it, and they just talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
And it can only be seen in the north, or can you see it from the south way in the north?
I don't think you can see it from maybe at certain times of the year, perhaps. Yeah, don't quote me on that, guys. I'm not too sure. But again, it is the northern and we're in the southern, and sometimes we can see the northern, and just like they can see some of the southern stuff. So,
okay.
Yeah. But any of you guys that are following the Shakespeare Oak Island thing, you probably are familiar with the Cygnus, because that's how they went to Oak Island, following this star.
Okay.
It's all interesting.
Okay, so there's some research and actually saying, well, there's Cygnus to follow to Oak Island. Oak Island was a testing ground to see how people will find the treasure that isn't really there.
Yeah.
And probably never was there, or whatever the case is.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I think what they've done is they've flipped the maps or something.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting about Friesland, which is a mythical island, which, funny enough, if you look at Google Earth, you'll find residual subterranean land masses that seem like Friesland slipped off the Atlantic plates, the fault line, but it's hard to know when Friesland existed, if it ever did. It existed just south of Iceland. So now it may not have ever existed, or if it did, it may have been tens of thousands of years ago. I have no idea. And this is always this quirk. This quirk is that Norumbega, I know, is. I mean we all have views on Norumbega, and that's probably a different video where you have people saying it's in Newfoundland or wherever or New Brunswick, whatever it is. I don't know. I can't remember. But they say where it is in Labrador, I think it is. They say, oh, it's here.
Yes.
It's actually somewhere else. It's around Bass Strait, give or take, right? So it's either north or south of Bass Strait. That's my opinion. Or that's the main Norumbega, because that's where you're going to get unhindered access to gold mines and Aboriginal women to marry if you can, and rivers and farmland where you don't have to work ever again, really, if you have a few heads of cattle and some corn or whatever, and nothing. That's it. So it's
what do they call it? Eden.
That's right. So, and Eden exists. It's a real place. It just so happens to be 5 minutes from the main the Portuguese watchtower of Ben Boyd. So so it's kind of obvious that, but the whole idea of Oak Island is that they're sort of pushing you to somewhere, and you spend all this time creating this breadcrumb nonsense, and you're going around, but really the complexity of the entire thing is really hard to pinpoint. When you we haven't even spoken of Antarctica, and we may never figure that out. But I think that Antarctica is probably its own beast, but Tasmania is a real accessible thing because from all the that in 5 minutes flat there was William Bligh planting apple seeds and all sorts of strange things that
yes, and who? What was her name? The Empress Josephine. Yes, and her potager garden. Because you can't go anywhere without having a kitchen garden.
No, that's right. So system. Any other slides to show about this?
I haven't really done anything more, as in put them together, and compiled them. I've got like lots of things, but sorry guys. I thought we was just doing a short one today.
We are just right.
Yeah.
Just so they get carried away. Okay, cool. So do you want to just recap? What's the slide? The slide of Tasmania that showed all the places all at once?
Sorry.
Either one of those. That one.
No. Which one are you talking about? Sorry, darling. That one?
Yeah. So that. Oh. Okay. So could you interpret that as the locations of them can be like you've got Venus and Mars near each other, right?
Yeah.
Saturn further out, but that means Jupiter should be, or Zeus, the same thing.
Yes.
Should be somewhere in between Mars and. Oh, Lake Jupiter's there. Sorry, I'm just hiding it from the.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so Jupiter. Okay, and then Ganymede. There's okay. Then you got the moons.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's pretty obviously in a sort of a radial. Like they're going out from one point to another, where the center point. So if Venus is there and Lake Mercury is there, then what's further south? If that's a north-south map, then what is to the southeast of Lake Mercury? Is that like?
Well, you've got the Andromeda. You've got the Andromeda crag, which that's its own little galaxy, and you can see it with the naked eye. So.
And that's on the Tasmanian map. What are they called?
Yes, that's what we were looking at with the Setias and Andromeda.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. So I think you've done well. I think the next one about Norumbega will be good.
Yeah, I can't wait to show you guys that. I was a bit excited.
Well, do you want to do that? What? Do you want it now, or do you want it like as a separate?
Yeah, we can do that now.
And do it as a separate video. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll stop.